welcome you to this blockbuster on a late October afternoon for the unbeatens. It's damp, it's overcast with the AFC East lead on the line, as well as the winning streaks and the undefeated marks, all coming together right here. Jim Nantz along with Phil Simms and Bonnie Bernstein. Phil, let's talk about the quarterbacks to begin with. First, Chad Pennington. He missed the first matchup of the two last year with the wrist injury, but look back on his last two performances against the Patriots. And up here in December of 2002, flawless, led them to a win, the last opponent to win here. But then in the final matchup against the Patriots last year, his worst game as a pro.
Well, I think Chad Pennington learned a lot in that last game he played against the New England Patriots. He told us on Friday, I'm going to quit trying to figure that defense out. They do too much. I'm going to recognize what my offense does. I think it's a good plan, and that's why he's going to play well here today.
All right, Phil, then talk about Tom Brady and the win streak, 20 in a row when you factor in regular season and the playoffs as well. In the body of the 20-game win streak, he's had 8 game-winning drives to victory and has thrown 33 touchdown passes.
Well, I think what makes Tom Brady so special is if you ask him to come out here today and throw the football 40 times, he can do that and win the football game for you. If it's hand the football off and throw 10 passes and be a leader and maybe even be a cheerleader, he can do that too. That's why he is special.
All right, Phil, when you talk about this win streak, listen to what the Patriots have to say about this. Teddy Bruschi about the Patriots win streak.
I don't care about the streak. I don't care anymore. You know, it's been talked about and publicized. You know, I want to beat the Jets. I want to beat the Jets, and that's all I want to do.
And that's the way they've approached it every game. They prefer to talk about it being 20 consecutive one-game win streaks. The Jets will be kicking away to get this thing underway. Jets with their finest start in franchise history. And the Patriots 5-0 for the first time since 1974. New England has never been 6-0 in franchise history. Bethel Johnson, Kevin Casper, the return men. AFC East lead on the line. And Bethel Johnson from the 5. Goes middle. Spins twice. And is taken down inside the 25. Tom Brady steps onto the field. Touchdown passes in 11 straight games for Tom Brady. 45-12 as a starter in his career. And this line with Matt Light on the left side has only allowed the quarterback to get sacked 6 times this season. And Corey Dillon, his second 100-yard effort as a Patriot, came last week against the Seahawks. 105 yards and 2 touchdowns. So on first down, with Klecko in the backfield, along with Dillon, Brady, straight pass, and it's over to Klecko, the backup linebacker, across the 30 for 7 yards. He caught a pass last week against Seattle for 11 yards. How about that? Second catch of the season. Defensive coordinator for the Jets is Donnie Henderson. Here's his unit with Abraham off to a sensational start. 7 sacks. And the rookie, Jonathan Vilma, first career pick, came last week to seal the San Francisco game. And Donnie Abraham has 2 touchdowns this season, one on a fumble return, the other on an interception run back. Second down and 2 for the Patriots. Klecko stays in the game, lined up as a fullback. And it's Dillon's turn. Sidesteps the first pressure, but this will lose yardage as Sean Ellis was in the backfield quickly. A loss of a yard. We're seeing Klecko on the first 2 downs line up in the backfield as Patrick Pass is inactive today with a leg injury.
Well, the difference between this Jets defense, Jim, and what we saw last year, this team is more aggressive. They play more man-to-man, and they try to get up the field, and they're getting a lot of those plays, negative plays, and putting offenses in much tougher situations than they saw all of last year.
Kevin Falk comes in, third down specialist, who's healthy and had a good game last week in the victory over Seattle, and he'll get the carry here on third down and 3, and Falk has the first. Running behind Stephen Neal for 6. Let's take a look at the Sim Spotlight. What to watch for today?
Well, the Jets have lost. They lost both of their games last year against this New England Patriots team because they threw 6 interceptions and they had 1 return for a touchdown in each game. New England, we talked to Bill Belichick. You see bad football. And I said, what's your definition of bad football, Coach? And he goes, believe me, when you see it, you'll know it. And what he's talking about is players running down the field uncovered by the New England defense, in particular last week.
Yeah, they had given up some long pass plays, the Patriots, but they keep on winning. First down pass play here. That should have been caught. Daniel Graham at midfield was off and running. Left the pigskin behind.
Well, a couple things have really separated this New England offense this year from last year. One is Daniel Graham. Jim, we talk so much about him. He's become such a focal point of this offense. And, of course, the other one is Corey Dillon in the backfield. Now it just changes everything about your team when you can run the football and be physical, and you can do that when Corey Dillon's in the backfield.
Bill Belichick, 50-25. in his career at New England and has never lost a playoff game. 6-0 as a Patriot coach. Second down and 10, and Corey Dillon stacked up after a gain of about 4. Let's give him 5 on that. Herman Edwards 3 times has brought his Jets team up here to Foxborough. He's won 2 of them. Won the first 2 times before losing last year, as Vinny Testaverde was the Jets starting quarterback early in the season up here, with Pennington sidelined with a wrist injury, and Asante Samuel picked off Testaverde late in that game to win it for the Patriots. But his teams, Herm Edwards' teams, have not come in here, been intimidated at all.
Here's the strength of the Jets defense. They're pass rushing on 3rd down and more than 5 yards.
And on 3rd and 5, Brady flings it right side, and David Gibbons brings it down for the first. The gain of 18. How about this for Gibbons? That's his 20th catch of the season, and all 20 catches now have gone for first downs.
Well, the Jets do something different. They only rush 3 players. So Tom Brady has all the time he wants to throw the football down the field. And what a nice catch by Gibbons. First foot down, gets his second. Right foot comes down to inbounds.
So the Patriots advance it to the Jets' end of the field on the first series of the game. 3 receivers set, the pitch, Dillon looking up the middle, and nothing available. James Reed was clogging up the lane. What a weekend in New England. It is the peak weekend as far as the colors of autumn, but for the sports fan, it doesn't get any bigger than this particular Saturday-Sunday stretch. It is, in fact, peak weekend for all of them, with the Patriots on this win streak, the Red Sox up a game in the series, and even BC coming from behind yesterday and winning at Notre Dame. Second down and 12. Brady, wide open. Gibbons, make that 21 catches, 21 first downs this season. Gain of 15 for the first at the 28-yard line.
Excellent protection by this New England offensive line. Tom Brady, you're the quarterback. You look down the field, nobody in this line of sight. And if there's a weak spot on the Jets defense, they rush the passer well, but the weak spot is down the field, the secondary. They cannot cover talented wide receivers for too long.
First down with Kevin Falk to single back.
John Abraham was limping after that last pass rush, too.
He stays in the game, lined up on that right side. Abraham. Pass play for Brady. And with great coverage, the intended target there was David Patton. Donnie Abraham broke it up.
So much. We talked to Herm Edwards, and one of the big keys for this Jets defense, and he talked about it, a big reason why they're 5-0. On first down, he says, we're just better. We're so much more athletic this year. They're faster. They're getting teams in 2nd and 11 and 12, and when you do that, it takes the team usually 2 plays, so you get a much better chance of stopping drives when you get 2nd and long.
Second down and 10 for the Patriots from the 28, with Klecko, the fullback, trying to lead the way for Dillon, who was stopped at the line of scrimmage. David Barrett was defending on that right side.
Well, David Barrett comes up. He plays it tough. The Jets, what an improvement over last year, what they did against the run. Dwayne Robertson, also number 63 from the inside, coming down, but look at that by Barrett. That's what you need when you're going to play zone defense, like the Jets do a lot of times. Your corners, Barrett and Abraham, they got to be physical at the line of scrimmage and come up and make those tough tackles.
Third down play for Brady and the Patriots. From the Jets 28. And Brady wants the timeout. So they're on the move. Patriots moving right at the start. Big third down play to start the game when we come back. Yes, back here at Foxborough, what gives? I said a big third down play coming. It's 3rd and 10. The Patriots, I say that because they have scored first in 13 consecutive games. What will they do here from the 28? Brady with pressure. Finds a man at the 23. That's Falk. And they'll have to bring out the field goal unit. Vinatieri will try one from about 40, 41 yards. Eric Coleman and Jason Glenn kept Falk from picking up the first. So Vinatieri has Josh Miller step back and look for a placement right around the 31. That'll make it a 41-yard try for Vinatieri. 10 of 11 on the season. 41-yard try. Same distance he won the Super Bowl with back on February 1st, and he's good again. They strike first for the 14th straight game. We're back in Foxborough. There is a mist in the air and a chill as well, but this is good football hitting weather here, Phil.
Well, I don't know about hitting, Jim. I don't want to do that, but it really, it's like the first day of the season or the first true fall day we've seen, and it's kind of exciting. The fans, I think weather like this excites the fans too.
Lamont Jordan, Jonathan Carter, the Jets near the goal line. Terry drives it for the 5, Carter. And Carter, the first man, wallops him. That's Robbie Abdullah. Just bangs him, knocks him right off his feet after a 19-yard run back. We'll see the Jets' first possession when we come back. From the 25. We're back with the Jets, ready to get things going on offense for the first time. Chad Pennington and the undefeated Jets, who stormed from behind to overtake San Francisco last week. The last 2 weeks, in fact, they have had fourth quarter come from behind victories. First snap for the green and white. Well, we'll call it off. As Seymour got jumpy, but they're going to say that it was against the Jets.
Ball start, number 69, offense. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, the Patriots have won 14 straight games at home. Another streak for you. But the last man to come in here and beat them, Chad Pennington, December of 2002. Mawai, one of the best there is. 5 straight Pro Bowls. Anchoring that front. 31-year-old Curtis Martin leads the league in rushing, and he's been over 100 of the first 5 games this season. Play action and over to Soule, and Soule takes it out near the 30-yard line. Rodney Harrison, Brewski, all of them in on the hit. Romeo Crennel's defensive side here with the rookie Vince Wilfork, 21st pick overall in the draft on that D-line. And Teddy Bruschi, we talked about it, EBFB, that's what Bill Belichick calls it, eliminate bad football. And Samuel gets the start today. Tyrone Poole is inactive, injured. So Samuel, who caught the touchdown, or intercepted, ran it back for a touchdown to beat the Jets here last year. Second down, 6. Pennington airing it out this time. And that was intended for Carter, with Samuel on the coverage.
Well, a lot of people talk, and Jim, I think we even heard this a lot, too, from the Jets. They want more explosive plays, but, when you want to make bigger plays in the NFL, just execute your offense, and if it comes, let it come naturally. You cannot force it. Paul Hackett, the offensive coordinator, he knows it. Throw a short pass to one of your talented wide receivers. They got to break a tackle, and that's how you get the explosive plays.
Moss and Trebet, well as Justin McCarron's in his 3-receiver set. 3rd down and 6. Pennington in trouble. And a flag thrown in at the end. Richard Seymour, the first hit.
While the quarterback was still in the pocket, illegal contact. Number 21, defense. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
That was as Pennington was scrambling back toward the line of scrimmage. The flag was so late, but it was called on Randall Gay. And that'll give the Jets the 1st down.
Well, you talk about a confusing defense. The New England Patriots that time came up. It looked like they were going to blitz. And as they're doing it, Rodney Harrison runs over here and doubles Wayne Corbett. And that's exactly where Chad Pennington wanted to go with the football. So, good disguise by New England's defense.
1st down from the 34. On the delay to give to Curtis Martin. And he hits the stack at the 37 after a pickup of 3. Bonnie Bernstein, as I mentioned, with us as well. Let's send it down to Bonnie.
Well, Jim, along the lines of what Phil was talking about, Herm Edwards told the Jets before the game, it is important not to let New England capitalize on mental errors. Chad Pennington had his worst game as a starter last December against New England, throwing 5 interceptions. He said, I just tried to do too much. Edwards said, there's no question we'll be ready for this game physically and emotionally, but New England does a better job than anybody else in the league capitalizing on our mistakes. We can't make many today.
2nd down and 7 for the Jets on their opening drive. From the 37, it's Curtis Martin running right for a gain of only 2 yards. What about this season Curtis Martin has had?
Well, it's a surprise to a lot of people, Jim. And I watched Curtis Martin last year, and I thought, well, maybe Father Time is going to hit him. He's carried the football a lot, but look what he's done. He's come back this year, trained, and Coach Edwards and Paul Hackett, they both told me ever since back in February, they knew that Curtis Martin was on a mission to show everybody he still has it, and so far this year he has proven shown everybody that he can still do it.
Does he have it? 3rd down and 5. Just beating the down clock. Pennington across the middle for the 1st down. That's Justin McCarron's, and the ball squirts out. But it looks like McCarron's got it right back. Bill Belichick said that Curtis Martin, pound for pound, is the toughest I've ever seen. Martin will be coming back in after the Jets get a new set of downs here.
Watch McCarron's coming across the middle. Chad Pennington just says the guy engulfs the football. So that was a good example of it. When it's up in the air, look at that. Extends his hands, catches the football before the defensive player has a chance to react to it. And I might have challenged that play. His feet were not on the ground when it came loose.
See the Jets get the snap off fast enough for the play to go in. The books, they do. And 1st down, Pennington again. He's going long. Carter is the receiver, and in and out of his hands at the 5-yard line. That play on the opening week of the season went for 6 against Cincinnati. There were 3 Patriots defending.
Randall Gay is the 2nd defensive back. He comes in, look at that left hand at the last second. Footballs that are thrown high and slightly underthrown. Very difficult for defensive backs to knock it down, but Randall Gay did an excellent job of getting his hand up in there.
It was Gay's penalty that kept the drive going for the Jets, but the fingertips prevent a big play. And on 2nd down and 10, Curtis Martin behind Soule. It's into Patriot territory.
Jim, I look at this game, and so far, the Jets are saying, don't squeeze the line of scrimmage. Don't come attacking it, because already Chad Pennington what I would call 2 bombs down the field. Try to back them off, get them thinking that that's their game plan. We're going to be aggressive throwing it down the field. And if you get them thinking that, they'll stay back. It makes the short passing game and the run game much better when you do that.
3rd and 5 for the Jets from the New England 46. Good protection. Pennington to McCarron's for another first down at the 27. Working on Asante Samuel.
Well, I'll say this about that play. What a throw, what a catch. What we talked about earlier, nice coverage. Samuels, he's in good position, almost underneath. Chad Pennington throws it up high where his receiver has a better chance. And again, McCarron's hands way away from his body makes it look easy.
This is the kind of production from McCarron's the Jets were expecting when they made the trade back in March with Tennessee. Picked them up for a second-round pick. He has converted 2 third downs on this drive as McCarron's. First down Jets. Swing it over to Martin. And Gabe bumps him out of the 25. Shannon Sharp, Phil Simms, and all kinds of experts. You can find their commentary on NFL.com or at NFL on AOL.
You know, Jim, too, you go back to Justin McCarron's and Chad Pennington, you're a quarterback, and he talks about it, what confidence it gives him to look down the field. Tight coverage, when you know you have an aggressive big receiver, you're not afraid to throw it into tight coverage.
Second down, 7. Moss to the right, McCarron's to the left. Here come the Patriots. Pennington gets it away in time. That's Chris Baker stretching out for about 9. 3rd-year tight end from Michigan State. Had some impressive outings this year.
Well, you know, you talked about it, and we both already said it, bad football. And when you bring it up, when Coach Belichick was bringing it up, they talked about, too, defensively today, because the Jets like to move around. They got a solid offense that can take advantage of mistakes, that they were going to be a little more conservative on defense so they wouldn't have those mistakes. But so far I've seen a couple different coverages and some blitzes, which the Jets have taken care of.
6 yards to Baker. It's 3rd and 1. 2 tight end formation. They fake to Martin. Dump it off to Soul for the first. Ball loose. And Gay has it at the 7. Soul had the Jets first down. What a mistake. New England takes over.
When you're playing a team that's won 20 in a row, you're on the road, make them at least force the mistakes. Gerald Soul just loses the football, not even hit. Big mistake and turnover by the New York Jets.
Yeah, that ball came out before Ted Johnson lowered the shoulder on him. So the Patriots take over at their own 7-yard line, and it's Corey Dillon for a couple. Well, it's okay to lose, but don't lose if you're going to make mental errors.
So far, no mental errors, just one physical error. Self-inflicted.
Kevin Falk is in the game as a receiver, wide right, but it's Dillon up the middle, cutting outside on 2nd and 7. And he is wrestled down with a late flag. Eric Coleman, the rookie safety, a yard shy of the first. He makes the hit, but let's see the flag here from Walt Anderson.
Holding, number 86, offense. Will penalize half the distance from the spot of the foul. Still 2nd down.
David Patton's penalty will back up New England. Herman Edwards, though, talk about discipline, or really things that you've got to be proud of as a coach. Penalties per game, turnovers per game. This is since 2001. Fewest in the league. And the turnover differential is plus 31. Best in the AFC, actually tied with New England in that stretch for 3rd best overall, but best in the AFC.
Really impressive numbers. It illustrates, too, what they believe in, not having silly penalties. Like you say, discipline, don't jump off sides, don't have a false start, those type of, and protecting the football. They do it very well with their quarterback, Chad Pennington.
2nd and 10 with the penalty. Marked off from the point of the infraction. Dillon, and he got a running start with that one before Eric Coleman again makes the hit. Third down coming up for the Patriots. 3rd and 5. Final minute of the first quarter.
And look at that Jets defense. I've been watching it so far today. A couple things. Jason Ferguson inside. He is now out. But Dwayne Robertson is really hustling. And you can see such a difference in the second-year player. The 4th player picked 2 years ago in the draft. Probably a mediocre rookie year, but he is in shape and ready to play. And he's one of the big differences in this Jets defense.
And Herm said with great conviction, he's playing now. Let me tell you. He's playing.
Got to play.
Third, you got it down. 3rd and 5, and avoiding pressure. Brady comes back left side. The fall makes the cut for the first. Out to the 18-yard line. That'll close out the opening quarter. The opening drive for the field goal puts the points on the board. The Patriots lead it 3-0. You're watching the NFL on CBS. Can they be stopped? It goes 3 times inside of the streak. The champions at Super Bowl 38 down in Houston's Reliance Stadium. Back on February 1st of this year, and the Patriots' second possession of the game as we begin the second quarter. New England leading 3-0 from the 19, 1st and 10. Fake to Dillon. Brady zings it out across the 30 to Daniel Graham for the first down.
What a catch by Daniel Graham again. We talked about he dropped the pass earlier, but he brings a different element. A tight end who can block extremely well, but also he gets down the field. That time, that's a deep pass for a tight end going all the way across the field and taking the hit and still holds on to the football.
Jets' David Barrett runs off at the end of that play. Looked like his left shoulder may have been injured. So first down for the Patriots from their own 34. Dillon off left guard, and a good run for about 8. Again, Stephen Neal doing some clearing. Let's talk about the streaks, and here they are, 20 in a row overall, including the playoffs. The league recognized the regular season mark, which is tied with the 33 and 34 Chicago Bears with 17 straight regular season wins. They're going for the all-time history mark here today. 14 straight home wins with the Jets, the last team to win here in December 2002. 2nd and 3, Dillon. And only about a yard. Sean Ellis and others.
You know, I had to laugh after that pass by Tom Brady to Daniel Graham, and we talked to Tom Brady yesterday, and one time, it was last week, they ran the football, I think, 6 straight times, and he went over to the sideline during a timeout, and he says to people, just not knowing he's talking so out loud, he goes, "Are we ever going to throw the damn ball?" And he's going on, and one of the coaches goes, "What'd you say?" "Oh, nothing, coaches." So this is different. Tom Brady's got to get used to it. Charlie White's the offensive coordinator. Hey, not afraid to run him in there a bunch of times in a row, so sometimes it's tough on the quarterback.
3rd and 2, that won't do it. It's Dillon for a yard, as the Jets do a good job of loading up the middle.
Well, that's a good phrase. Load up the middle. And if you want to be good on defense, if you're going to be really good stopping the run, you need run stoppers inside. 63, Robertson. And then Jason Ferguson, 72. Look at that. They just stink it all up in there. And then Victor Hobson comes from the outside to make the tackle.
Josh Miller is in to punt. First punt of the game. As the Jets will receive the football for the second time. McCarron's back deep. There is a flag. Cairns, bit shaky fielding that one, had to go to his knees. Now on his feet and running out to the 28. But again, a flag thrown quickly. Matt Chatham on the hit, just activated this week.
Man, defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
Now there's a mental error for you.
Oh, huge mental error. You don't see this happen too often during the regular season of a football game. Let's see if we can count the 12 players up. It's going to be tough. 1 is back. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, there is. Well, you got to take my word for it. I can count them. It's kind of hard to show when you mark them up. There are 12 defensive players out there for the New York Jets.
Too many men on the field gives New England a first down at the 48.
When you extend drives, you always pay for it just about, well, not always, but most of the time in this league. And this is called extending the drive, a penalty to give the opposing team 3 more downs.
With Klecko lined up as the fullback. Fake to Dillon. And almost scooping it off the ground was given. 2nd and 10 on the way. Reggie Tung was back in the secondary for the Jets.
Well, Dan Klecko, he had a good look at what it's like to be a pass protector this time, Jim. Watch him in the backfield. John Abraham, number 94, coming across. There you go, Mr. Klecko. What about that pass protection? John Abraham just throws him around, but that's a tough position to put him in. John Abraham is one of the better pass rushers in the National Football League.
Klecko now moving here on 2nd down and 10. On a wing to the right. David Barrett is back in the secondary for the Jets. He returns. Brady. Down the field it goes, and Givens plucks it out of the air for a big gain. And they worked on David Barrett. The first play steps back onto the field. 42-yard pickup.
Well-designed play by the New England Patriots. The play action goes to the right. They get the defense going the opposite way. They get David Givens against Barrett down the left sideline, one-on-one in a perfect throw by Tom Brady. And Givens, even though it says he's 6 foot, he plays tall, athletic, gets up in the air, and he made that play look pretty easy.
It is 1st and goal at the 10. It's Dillon, left side, 2.
So, Jim, you go back. 12 men on the field. Now you got New England already down inside your 10-yard line. The league is so close. It's so hard to win. When you make a mistake like that, it can cost you the game.
This drive started all the way back on the Patriots' 7-yard line. After a sole fumble, Jets driving on their first possession, had it 11 plays, but turned it over. Falk and Dillon in the game both on 2nd down and goal. Over to Falk and hammered right away. Good play this time by Barrett.
Hard to find somebody wide open when you're down going into the end zone. Sean Ellis coming from one side, John Abraham from the other. What a pair of pass rushers. And Tom Brady on the takedown.
Yeah, it's not very often you see the quarterback at the end of that looking down at the lineman.
But you know what? He didn't say anything.
Don't think so?
I hope not. That's the wrong thing to say to a pass rusher.
Not now. It's only the 2nd quarter. 3rd and goal. Brady, all kinds of time. Now comes the heat, and he is sacked by Ellis. So the last word to the Jets defensive line. They'll have to bring back out Vinatieri.
Hey, that's the strength of the defense. If they're going to win, if they're going to have a successful day against this New England offense, it's going to be because of their defensive line. John Abraham has been back there. Sean Ellis now, the quarterback. You must make him drop back and throw it in rhythm. If he looks for the second receiver, you got to be there to sack him.
27-yard try on the way with Miller holding. From the right hash mark, Vinatieri is 2 for 2. 6-0 New England. 2 long drives for the Patriots, resulting in 2 field goals. Phil, you were making the point. Here we are, 9 minutes and change to go 2nd quarter. The Jets have had the football 1 time.
In this league, if you have a couple of sustained drives, which both teams have had, the clock, it just never stops.
The kick drives Carter back to the goal line. Jonathan Carter across the 20 and then meets who's in at the 22. It's Larry Izzo again, 21-yard run back. We'll see Pennington and the Jets for the second time in the game, down 6-0. You can get complete recaps from all of today's games, plus insight from Sportsline's experts, only at CBSSportsline.com. Like the Eagles' overtime win on an Akers 50-yard field goal, so we have 3 unbeaten teams in the league, Eagles and these 2 here. Second possession, as you saw, the Jets with 11 plays and only 6 minutes on the clock. Jarvis Green on the hit. Now, how about Larry Izzo?
Well, when you make your living on special teams, and that's why you're in the league, and that's why you're on the Super Bowl champions, you got to be good. Larry Izzo, number 53. Hit the block, engage, get off, and watch the tackle. Perfect form. Shoulder into the runner, wrap your arms around his legs, and take him down.
Been doing that for 9 years in the league out of Rice. First with the Dolphins, now with the Patriots. Second down, 6. Curtis Martin, good enough for the first down, and with that rush attempt, he now moves into 4th all-time in rush attempts in league history. How about that? Moves past Barry Sanders in most rushes. There you go.
Well, Curtis Martin stays healthy. He's going to be passing a lot of people in a lot of categories in the next year.
And the carry gave him a first down at the 33-yard line. Becton Baker, double tight end set. Moss and McCarron's the receivers. Back to Curtis. Zigs and zags for about 4.
You know, talking to Herman Edwards about Curtis Martin, and you heard me say, Jim, I thought, well, maybe he's slowing down a little. And I said that to Coach Edwards, and he just goes, no. I've learned my lesson. And Herman Edwards was in Kansas City, and they had a guy by the name of Marcus Allen out there. And no matter what they said, every year they went to training camp, he was still the best running back in the camp and on their football team. And the Jets, they're kind of reliving that same situation. You think Curtis Martin might be slowing down, but he comes back in training camp and shows you he still has it.
He's second down and 7. He's within 7 yards of passing Jim Brown on the all-time rushing list. Pennington has a man open. It's the reliable Wayne Corbett for 18 yards. The Jets continue to move the football on the Patriots. First time they had it, they fumbled.
Well, it's such a well-designed offense. Wayne Corbett goes down the field. Excellent job by him. He stayed to the inside of Ty Law, and then at the last second, he made that move outside. Perfect timing by Chad Pennington, and throws it right to the sideline.
Wayne Corbett goes over 7,000 yards receiving in his career, and only Don Maynard and Wesley Walker have more in Jets history. First down from the New England 46. And Martin for a hard-earned 1 yard. Let's go back down to Bonnie.
Jim, this is something to think about. Curtis Martin, the only guy besides Barry Sanders ever to rush 9 straight years of 1,000 yards rushing, and still people all over the league consider him one of the most underrated backs around. Herman Edwards seems to have the answer. He said, he doesn't have a nickname. He doesn't talk about himself. He doesn't get on the highlights a lot because he's not going to bust that 60-yard run a lot. All he does is score touchdowns for us now because we're running it a lot more in the end zone. He said, I'm just sitting back and watching. He's a Hall of Fame back.
Don't think there's any question. Thank you, Bonnie. Doesn't slam the football down in the end zone after touchdowns.
No trash talking.
Pennington. And that's again Baker on the second down and 9 play. Good for 13 yards and a first. Curtis Martin, originally drafted by the Patriots back in the 95 draft. And he's within 5 yards of Jim Brown on the all-time rushing yardage list.
As soon as I see, it makes me think, you remember when the New York Jets traded for Curtis Martin and they gave up all those draft picks? Everybody went crazy. They gave him all that money. How does that trade look right now?
Wow. All-time Jets rusher, surpassing Freeman McNeil. Over to Moss. Santana Moss, not 100% with a hamstring, but able on first down to gain 9 yards. Eugene Wilson with the stop.
Well, he might not be 100%, but it doesn't really matter. When you see Santana Moss out there, you're a defensive player or a defensive coach, you know what you got. He's got speed. You've got to worry about it, so it changes what you do defensively. The Jets know that, and Jim, that's what they said. 80% of Santana Moss is really, really good, and that's one of the reasons why he's out there.
That's what Chad Pennington told us.
That's right.
On second down and a yard. Pennington's hit his last 7 attempts. Dumps it across the middle for another first down. That's Anthony Beck.
Well, you watch this Jets offense. It's so methodical. I said earlier, it's really well designed. You've got a good offensive line. You've got a smart quarterback who's an accurate thrower, who moves around. And no, they're not getting those big explosive plays that everybody talks about, but they just move it down the field. And look what they do. Look who's catching the football. Everybody. They include everybody in their offense, and I think that's one of the reasons why they're so tough.
First down at the 18, and Martin. Maybe 2 as we approach 4 minutes to go in a fast-moving first half. Which means coming up, we'll have the Nextel halftime report. We'll send it back to the studios in New York with Greg and Dan and Shannon and Boomer with all the scores and highlights. Been really, besides Jacksonville edging Indianapolis on a late field goal and Philadelphia winning in overtime against Cleveland, it's been kind of blowout Sunday. Those are the only 2 games of the 9 early starts that were decided by less than 10 points. 2nd and 7, and Beck for nothing at all as Ty Law had it red.
Well, you wonder why the New England defense is so good once you get inside the 20-yard line. They play a defense or a coverage that Bill Belichick, I remember him playing it back in the early and mid-'80s with the New York Giants. And just think, that's over 20 years. So they've been basically playing that same coverage for 20 years. I think they got it perfected. That's why it's so tough to drive it into the end zone.
9 straight completions for Pennington. Most of the short variety. He needs one here on 3rd and 5. And the Patriots 13. Won't throw, though. We'll go with Martin. Has the first down. Falls right on the line. Double check the spot.
Not many teams could line up in a situation like that and run the football. The Jets, they love to get Curtis Martin on the tackles or outside, and they are an excellent draw team. That time it was a draw. Curtis Martin took it up in there, found the hole to the left side, and got in it and maybe picked up a first down.
Well, let's see here. Stretch it out, and he has the first. He also has moved past Jim Brown. 7th all-time with that rush. And next on the list was our guest today in the NFL Today studios, The Bus, starring again as a cameo for the 2nd straight year coming in.
You must be feeling good today, are you? Your eyes are sharp.
Football. I'm just, your first down, we had it by a chain link all along.
You're throwing those first downs out there, and they're really close. But
dead certain. Now the Jets turned it over inside the 10 on their other possession of this half. 2:20 to go. Play action. Pennington looks, fires, and caught at the 1-yard line by Baker. And that'll bring us down to the 2-minute warning.
Good job by Chad Pennington. Going to his 3rd receiver, finding him, and throwing it where only his guy could catch the football.
Will a Martin plunge be the next call sent in by Herm Edwards? 6-0 Patriots, 2 minutes to go. 2nd quarter. And you see the colors of autumn here in New England. From October it has been. Patriots lead it here, 6-0, 2 minutes to go, 2nd quarter, and the Jets face 2nd and goal at the 1-yard line. Martin and Soule are going to be in the backfield. Actually, they also have James Reed, a backup defensive lineman, in there at fullback. That's Soule in motion. Reed. The fake to Martin. Pennington wanting to run with it. Pennington's in for the touchdown. Touchdown, New York Jets. Pete Kendall helped clear out that left side for Pennington.
Yeah, that's right. Pete Kendall, that is an excellent block on his part to hold it that long, waiting for Chad Pennington to get outside. Fake it inside. The Patriots are awesome at stopping short yardage runs. Pete Kendall on Roosevelt Colvin. Colvin just keeps him occupied until Chad Pennington can get inside the pylon.
So Doug Bryan comes in for the lead. Going on the hold, and then 7-6 Jets. Pennington has 5 career rushing touchdowns, and 3 of them have come at the expense of New England. 7-6 Jets. And Pennington putting together a 13-play drive. That's the longest allowed by New England this year, 13 plays, and it took up half the quarter.
They executed as many plays in a row as I've seen against this New England defense in years. Excellent drive. It was really awesome.
Johnson got some room over there on the left side, and he steps out just in front of the 40. 27-yard run back. What will Patriots Tom Brady do before the half? They are down 7-6. Look at this. Each team now with 2 possessions. They're averaging 7 minutes per drive today. And that fumble was outside the 10, but recovered inside the 10. And the Jets were about to put points on the board their first series. From the 38, first down for New England, down 7-6. Out of the shotgun, Brady has it across the middle to Bethel Johnson. And they hurry to the line.
Yeah, you got to rush more than 3 defenders. The Jets rush in 3, giving Tom Brady too much time, and they're spreading the field and finding the open spots in the Jets zone.
4 receivers, Falk, the 1 back. First down, Brady lobs it. Falk at the 30, and Falk hit at the 24 by Eric Coleman. A gain of 24.
Well, that time they did rush 4. They got to Tom Brady, but Kevin Falk coming out of the backfield. What a move. He's going across the field and actually turns it up. That was designed, and I got to tell you, I've seen a lot of plays in this league. That's the first time I've seen that by a back out of the backfield.
1 minute to go in the half. And a whistle and a flag. It would be a procedure penalty on the Patriots.
Jonathan Vilma, he didn't see that at the University of Miami. Running backs coming out, going across the field, and then just turning it up like that, and pretty unique and well executed.
Kevin Falk can give this team such a different look coming in on pass plays.
Well, the Patriots, Jim, just saying, they're a team where there's so many players that participate for them on offense and defense. Everybody knows their role. It's real specific, and it's, again, just another reason why they've won 20 in a row.
Saw a preliminary signal for procedure penalty.
False start. Number 67, offense. By rule, with the clock running inside of a minute, that requires a 10-second runoff. New England has elected not to use a timeout, and the Jets have elected not to take the they have elected to charge the 10-second timeout. Please reset the game clock to 48 seconds, and we will wind on my signal.
So we'll bring it down to 48. And they're ready to go now from the 30. First and 15. Back over to Falk. And runs out of real estate, 24-yard line. That's already, though, for Falk. 5 catches in this half. Gains 6 with that one. And again, the Nextel halftime report is straight ahead. Dragging the gang on the way. With a recap of all the early games, scores and highlights. Brady, Patton's first catch, good for the first at the 14-yard line. And Brady said, wait a minute, took a long time for you to see this signal. 33 seconds to go in the half.
Well, I'll tell you what, the Jets defense, which has been fast and aggressive, they're in full retreat in this drive by the Patriots. They're just backpedaling and letting Tom Brady just take his time and throw it to the open guy underneath.
Go with the spread formation again. 3 receivers to the left, including Daniel Graham in a slot. On first down, here comes Robertson. And it's over to Falk, and that only picks up a yard. Jason Glenn on the tackle.
Yeah, what a play by Jason Glenn. Could have stopped the touchdown.
With 20 seconds and clock moving, Brady quickly back over to Falk, and a flag is thrown. Looks like it may have been a late hit on Dwayne Robertson.
Personal foul, roughing a passer, number 63, defense. After this is to the goal, first down.
Now look at that, mental errors. That's what Herm's talking about.
Dwayne Robertson coming from the inside.
You agree with the call?
You make the call. I thought it was really, no, I don't agree with the call. It was just a push down, and once Tom Brady threw it, there was just a slight pause, then he pushed him down. No, I thought it was a little too protective of the quarterback.
Falk the single back, 15 seconds in the half. First and goal. Falk tripped at the line. They'll have to use their timeout. With 11 seconds to go. Well, decision time. One pass to the end zone or bring out Vinatieri. We'll be right back. A quick summit on the sideline. Belichick, Charlie Weiss, Brady hustling back out onto the field with 11 seconds. No timeouts. They're going to run another play.
Absolutely, without question. This is too big of a spot for your football team. A chance to score a touchdown, you take it. And Charlie Weiss and Bill Belichick, of course, when Tom Brady was going out on the field, they say, if it's not there, throw it away.
What kind of pressure will the Jets bring? Step back now. They rush 3. Brady has to fire it back in the end zone. Caught, touchdown. David Patton.
The mistake is rushing 3 defenders. Tom Brady has 11 seconds. Look at the lanes it allows him to have to move up into. And when he moves up inside, David Patton, should say, changed his route, gets wide open in the back of the end zone.
12th straight game by Brady with a touchdown pass. Nice grab by Patton. And Vinatieri true on the extra point. David Patton hauls it in to give the Patriots the lead right before the half. David Patton was injured a year ago on injured reserve, and Bill Belichick telling us yesterday that at least once a week, if not once a day, Patton would come over to him and say, Coach, I'm going to be there for you next year. You can count on me next year. Belichick, a long admirer of his dedication and commitment to this team, calling him special. And you saw a special play by Patton there to give the Patriots the lead.
Well, he's done it the hard way, working, been on a couple football teams, but the one thing that's kept everybody interested in David Patton is speed. He has a lot of it, and he's aggressive when it comes to going towards the football and making some tough catches.
On the ground. And the Jets run it. Askew to close out the half. The New England Patriots have won their last 27 games when leading at halftime. They will go to the locker room today with a 13-7 advantage. Let's go back down to Bonnie Bernstein.
Jim, Herm Edwards preached no mental errors. The Gerald Sowell fumble. 12 men on the field, roughing the passer. How damaging?
Yeah, well, it's damaging, but the good part is only halftime. So we're down by a little score. So we've moved the ball offensively now. What we got to stop doing is just self-destructing. And defensively, we got to tighten up our pass coverage. But other than that, this is still a whole half a football game, so we have a chance to win this.
Coach, thanks.
His offense has moved it. Only 2 possessions. Drove it for a touchdown the second time. First time they fumbled. Recovered inside the 10. So at halftime, the score is New England 13 and the New York Jets 7. We'll be back with the Nextel halftime report after this message and a word from your local station. Pennington gave the Jets the lead for a moment, but the Patriots drive back. Patton gives them the lead at halftime. You are watching the NFL on CBS. Here in Foxborough, these two teams undefeated, trying to keep the streaks going, playing for the lead in the AFC East. And welcome back, friends. Jim Nantz along with Phil Simms and Bonnie Bernstein. And Phil, we heard it from Herm Edwards with Bonnie right before the half, heartened by the play of his offense, even though they were trailing at halftime. His offense moved the football.
Yeah, but well said. We got to find a way to tighten up the pass coverage, and for the Jets, tighten up the pass coverage. That will allow your good pass rushers an extra second to get to Tom Brady.
Terry had 2 field goals in the opening half, boots it away, and one hot catch by Carter. That was a tough one. And he's at the 31. Chad Pennington and the Jets will begin from there. What do you look for here in the second half, Phil?
Well, I thought the game was very well played by both, especially on offense in the first half. But, the Jets got to find a way to get something going on their side. In other words, can you force the New England Patriots into a turnover, get them backed up, get good field position? Because it's just too hard to keep driving the football down the field every time you get it.
In the first half, the quarterbacks posting good numbers as Pennington had 10 straight completions. Brady 8 straight completions. You see the numbers. Total yards 201. And the Patriots. First down, Jets. Fake the end around. Set up the screen over to Martin, and they are not fooled. Especially Teddy Johnson. The fantasy notebook from that first half. And the quarterbacks, look at this precision. Pennington again, a lot of short variety, 104 yards. Brady 174. And Martin and Dillon, both really pretty much contained here. As you look at the receivers, David Givens, 3 catches, 75 yards. Second down, 13. And Martin is walloped. It'll be 3rd and 11 coming up. Let's go down to Bonnie.
Jim, Bill Belichick happy with a couple of things from the Patriots' first half. Number one, how well they were able to capitalize. Scored a field goal and a touchdown off of Jets penalties that extended Patriots drives. The other thing, Curtis Martin, who's already had 4 100-yard rushing games, held him to 33 yards in the first half. One thing Belichick would like to see improve, his team's performance on the 3rd down. The Jets have converted 3 of 4, Jim.
Well, they face 3rd down here, Bonnie. 3rd and 11. McInnes threatening to blitz. Here they come. Pennington hit when he threw it. And that is ruled incomplete. It's ruled an incomplete pass. Mike Vrabel hit him.
Well, you don't like your 3rd down defense, so you just crowd the line of scrimmage, and look how many people they have coming after Chad Pennington. He does not have time to throw the football. Knocked out of his hands. Mike Vrabel hits him, and it's definitely an incomplete pass.
That snaps his streak of 11 straight completions. Our first punt of the day. So we'll be going to boot it away to Kevin Falk. Kevin Falk with a big first half, 6 catches, including a key one on the touchdown drive before the half. Not his best. Returnable from the 32. Falk. Out to the 41. There's a flag back at the line of scrimmage. 40 yards on the punt. 10-yard run back.
During the kick, Holding, number 58, return team. That'd be a 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, New England. Timeout.
Jason Glenn of the Jets shaken up. We'll see the Patriots for the first time in the half in a moment. Tonight on 60 Minutes, Jon Stewart doesn't play favorites. He zings everybody, including 60 Minutes. Tonight, coming your way after football. 58 on the Patriots. Matt Chatham.
When in doubt, just attack everybody. That's the way to do it.
That's the way. And it backs up. The penalty on Chatham brings the Patriots to the 20-yard line on first down. And look at this run for Dillon. One of his best of the day. Went a long way to get 6 yards. Before the half, that last drive by the Patriots, it was a beauty.
Well, as you look at that last drive, look at the space that the receivers are catching the football in. So that tells you the Jets defense just wasn't aggressive enough. And then Tom Brady against the 3-man rush backfired against the Jets. Gives New England a touchdown.
Second down 4, and it's Dillon. He got the outside, got the edge of that defense, and has the first down. Across the 40, a run of 15.
I'm sorry, Jim, but anytime you see a runner go up into the line of scrimmage and then take this long to come all the way outside, 82, Daniel Graham, what a job on Sean Ellis. So to get the football to the outside, it takes tremendous blocking by your tight end. Hey, that's how you don't fumble. You don't turn it over. Know when you're going to have contact. Protect it. Something that Gerald Soule didn't do earlier.
Quickly to Bethel Johnson on first down. Gain of 4. Eric Coleman in on a lot of hits out of the secondary, and they're taking Jason Glenn in for examination to the locker room. Backup linebacker from Texas A&M, shaken up on the punt coverage team. That Jet possession a moment ago was the first 3 and out of the day. In fact, we had nothing even close to resembling that quick a series in the first half, where there were no punts. Second down 6, and Dillon gets another call. Jonathan Vilma, Eric Barton, double team on the tackle. 3rd and 4 on the way.
Jim, it kind of goes unnoticed sometimes. We talk so much about all the stars on New England, but Corey Dillon coming in here, running the football well. Tom Brady only been sacked 6 times. The offensive line, it's maturing. They're getting used to it. They're getting more repetitions, more starts together, and they're really unsung heroes for this New England football team, and especially the New England offense.
3rd and 4, Kevin Falk flanking Brady. He's had a few words with the quarterback here. Maybe he saw something. Brady's not looking his way, though. Right side, he has the man. It's Gibbons for another first down. Gain of 17.
Well, protection up front to get a receiver that far down the field. Tom Brady, look at the pocket. This is against a good pass rushing defense. Nobody around him, and Gibbons to the outside does the most important thing. Right off the line of scrimmage, gets separation away from Donnie Abraham, wide open, and another good throw by Tom Brady.
You know, Tom Brady's completed 10 in a row. He knows a thing or two about successful streaks. He's got one going inside of this game. First down and a flag thrown as the quarterback is dropped. Look at Dwayne Robertson.
It's like a takedown in a wrestling match. Tom Brady went flying as he got hit.
Holding, number 61, offense. Penalty is declined. Second down.
He had just said that Brady's been sacked only 6 times on the season. Then, boom, next play, he goes down.
Yeah, you're right, Jim. 63, Dwayne Robertson. What a plus for any defensive team. You expect pressure from the outside, but when you get it from an inside pass rusher, one hand just throw him down, and that just shows you some of the quickness and power Dwayne Robertson has. And again, we talked about it, playing much better this year over his rookie year.
Second down 19, and Brady with another flag down. He is chased out of the pocket at the 44-yard line. Matt Light and John Abraham were tangled up, and it may be a holding call on the left tackle, Light.
John Abraham finally back into it. Good pressure. What do you do here? Decline the penalty or you take it?
Good question. It'll be 3rd and almost 20 if you don't take it.
Holding. Number 72. Offense. 10-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
So they're going to take it to move them back into their own end of the field at the 45.
Look at John Abraham to the outside. The speed gets held. Oh, yeah. Where is the flag? There it is. Not only that, boy, that was a tough position he got himself into, but we talked to John Abraham, too, on Friday, and I said, now, what do you think? Matt Light, you played against him. What are you going to do? He goes, oh, secret, can't tell you. And he was serious. Could not tell us what he was going to do, but he says everything is in play. Last year, they wanted me to stay outside all the time in the defense. This year, I can go outside, I can go in, and he says it's just making a big difference, and that's why he's been so productive.
2nd and 29 as they take the penalty, and Brady looking for most of it. Oh, and he had Kevin Falk open. He was ready to make the move to the middle. Took off without the football. He may have been able to make enough of a move here to get near the 1st down.
Good job by Tom Brady moving in the pocket, and that pass is perfect. But Kevin Falk didn't look it in, and Abraham, well, you got by the tackle one time. Let's just double team you and see what you think about that.
Well, that's the respect they have for Abraham, who comes into the game with 7 sacks.
Well, that's right. When you get good at rushing the passer, the free offensive lineman, there's always going to be one free. If it's not a blitz, he's going to come your way.
3rd down, 29. Abraham pushed to the outside. Brady had pressure coming from behind in the form of Sean Ellis. So we'll see the Patriots' first punt of the day.
Boy, the defensive line for the New York Jets, it came alive on that drive at the end. We bragged about the offensive line again. Brady trying to buy time. His arm is hit. That's why the football ended up short by Sean Ellis.
Josh Miller to Justin McCarrans. Saw him on the field in the first half, but punt was nullified because of too many men on the field by the Jets. McCarrans able to get past the first defender and then brought down near the 20 by Dexter Reed. 40-yard punt, 5-yard run back, 13-7 Patriots.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by Southwest Airlines, proud sponsor of the NFL and official airline of Super Bowl 39. Wendy's Kids Meals, now with delicious new choices. And by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Well, all coaches love to see the extra hustle. Dexter Reed comes down, misses the tackle on McCarrans, on the ground. Don't lay there. Get off the ground. Look what he does. Come back and gets a solo tackle on the punt team coverage. Excellent job by Dexter Reed.
1st and 10, Jets from their 19. And bursting up the head, up straight ahead for a gain of 6, Curtis Martin. Wednesday is the season premiere of the King of Queens. You can see why going to a health spa may actually be hazardous to your health. King of Queens, Kevin James, who returns Wednesday at 9, 8 Central here on America's Most Watched Network.
Sure, it's hazardous to your health when it's the first time you've gone in about 10 years.
That's right.
If Kevin James has been going to the health club, I want to know what he's been doing there. I'm not saying he's heavy.
It's looking good, actually. I've seen him. Sewell lined up wide left. 2nd and 4, Sewell. And here comes the Jets on an end around with Moss. Pennington was out ahead of him. Phil looked like the quarterback trying to make a little contact, clear the way. But
well, if you're the quarterback, you got to peel back inside, really, and stop the pursuit of the defense. And Chad Pennington should have pulled up. Watch number 50, Mike Vrabel. Oh, the exchange is not clean. That slows it down a little. But Mike Vrabel, what hustle again. Just enough to make Santana Moss run out of bounds.
3rd and 4. No gain for Moss. Corbett comes in the slot to the left. Just trying to prevent another 3 and out. Tearing it out long. And McCarrans with a flag thrown against Samuel.
The football, when it hangs in the air and it's high and long, I just know defensive backs, they're not used to it. They panic.
There is no foul for defensive pass interference number 22, as both players were playing the football. It's fourth down.
Herm says, you want to explain that to me?
Well,
what's
okay.
that? Huh?
But what happens when the football is thrown in the air? Watch what happens. Asante Samuels, well, there's hand fighting by both. And there was a really good arm check by him as he pushed McCarron's out of bounds, and that looked like pass interference to me. Usually we say, oh, that's not enough to call, but that was a definite arm bar by Asante Samuels pushing the receiver out of bounds.
So going back out for the second time in the quarter. And Falk fields it and bangs bodies at the 45. No scoring in the second half. 8 minutes to go, third quarter. And the Patriots lead at 13-7. This is the best starting position for either team today. From the 45, on first down, Brady zips it. And Patton, did he scoop it off the ground? Incomplete, they say. During that timeout, as you so often see, Phil, Tom Brady on the sideline just keeps on throwing, just keeps on warming up, trying to get a flow going.
Yeah, that's right, Jim. That's exactly what he's doing, getting the flow going. He's such a rhythm passer, and so he just keeps that feeling going. He takes it right on the field, and today he has been smooth, rhythmic, and really under control. That's the strength that Tom Brady has, and we see it so much, but it's evident again here today.
Walk back into the game on second down and 10. Good time for Brady. And Patton again was the target. Eric Coleman on the coverage. Word from the Jets, Jason Glenn, we saw him banged up, went to the locker room. Banged up right forearm, questionable whether he'll return.
Herm Edwards told Bonnie Bernstein, we got to tighten up the coverage. And they have tightened it up somewhat down the field. When Tom Brady's having all that time like he did this past play, couldn't find somebody open, had to go down to the short receiver, and the defense reacted very well to it.
Brought in Kevin Casper as an extra receiver. Third down and 10, 5-receiver formation. Brady again steps in, fires. It's Graham. Not enough for the first. Rookie Jonathan Vilma had him wrapped up. Vilma with a big pick last week of Tim Rattay in the final 2 minutes to seal the San Francisco game.
Yeah, but another good series by that Jet defense. Just getting the defensive line starting to do their part. Now the defensive backs have chipped in and are covering the receivers.
I'm sure Donnie Henderson up in the coach's boxes, well, pleased about things, not going to have to run down there like he did last week.
That's what makes the Jet players go. They know they're going to be held accountable by their new defensive coordinator, and that's them. I think has a lot to do with their improved play.
Ooh, on the bobble, and the fair catch, McCarron off the boot. Josh Miller. Steamy out here, isn't it? 13-7 Patriots.
The NFL on CBS is sponsored by the makers of the new Ultra Strength Bengay Pain Relieving Patch. It's what's hot in pain relief. And by Ford. 6 new vehicles, each built for the road ahead.
Thursday on Survivor, is the all-male alliance crumbling? Plus, extreme challenges lead to extreme emotions. New episode of TV's most watched reality show. It's Survivor Vanuatu Thursday here on CBS.
When the pressure gets on, the rats jump. Is that what you're trying to tell me is happening?
That's exactly what's happening.
Yep.
You must have seen a sneak preview. Here we go. First down and 10. And Curtis Martin jumps forward for 4. We've had 4 drives in this half. All 4 have ended in punts. We didn't have any in the first half.
You know, Jim, we talk so much about this New England defense and what makes it so tough. Paul Hackett said it's all the defenses they run. It's the players, of course, they're very good. But the fact that they're so interchangeable. Defensive ends who can play linebacker. Richard Seymour who can play inside, outside. That's what makes it hard to drive the football down the field and score because of all those good players and interchangeable parts.
Second down and 6, and Richard Seymour just drives him back. Teddy Bruschi got there too. Let's look over at the Sim Spotlight and a review of the action to this point.
Well, you know, for the Jets, it's all about their front four, the pressure they can put on, stop the run, rush to Sean Ellis, even though he's blocked, give him an extra second. He'll make Ted Johnson. Sees the draw. No, it's a screen in position. Ted Johnson is the old prototype of a middle linebacker. Very good at staying inside and stopping tough runs against him.
A lot of experience in that linebacking core for the Patriots. 3rd down and 4. Pennington on the slant, hits McCarron's for the first down at the 33. And one-on-one coverage, Ty Law. 9-yard gain and a first.
Ty Law is all over him. First off, Chad Pennington really stands tall, throws the football right over the top to get it over the pressure. And McCarron's, he's big. He keeps Ty Law to his back. Look at the pocket. It's pushed back. But again, Chad Pennington does have a very over-the-top throwing motion. He's about 6'3", but pressure in his face does not bother him that much.
Lamont Jordan in the game, and he lines up as a wide receiver. Gets the quick pass and a flag. They try to get it over to Jordan as quickly as possible. Patriots brought him down after a gain of 3, but Rodney Harrison says this is going against New York.
Lamont Jordan, some good, excellent plays last week. Got to find some ways to give him a few touches every game.
After the completion, illegal block in the back, number 81, offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
Well, right after McCarron's picks up the first down catch, he gives a lot of that yardage back right here.
Well, it's a quick screen to the outside. Number 81, there's the block coming, pushing it past Lamont Jordan. Teddy Bruschi, Roosevelt Colvin. You see this a lot with the Patriots, and I like it. They're verbal, they talk, and one of them, it looks like Teddy Bruschi's yelling at Roosevelt Colvin that he was out of position, and they're not afraid to show emotion and voice their opinions to each other.
It's Lamont Jordan's first carry, and he's got good room out to the 36. So a gain of 12.
Different style runner, Lamont Jordan over Curtis Martin. Good blocking up front. He's more explosive. He gets the football. Been on that bench all day, too. He wants to take advantage of the few carries he gets. He's fast, strong, and covers that football.
He goes out, but as you said last week, gave them the spark. Had a touchdown run in the game against San Francisco. Curtis Martin came to him after that game and said, thank you. You gave the team a spark and me a spark. Now on second down, it's Martin. And it looked like that might go somewhere before it ends abruptly after a gain of 2. 3rd and 4 on the way. Ted Johnson again stopped to close the gap.
Right, well, I talked about it. Ted Johnson, you got the outside guys who can rush the passer or be linebackers, and Willie McGinnis and Mike Vrabel. But Ted Johnson, inside, excellent run stopper, and tremendous when it comes to playing on the goal line defense, too.
Inside of 4 minutes of what has been a scoreless third quarter. And the Jets, 3rd down and 4. Pennington looks right now. Nothing open. He'll run it. He has the first down. And brought down from behind at the 50-yard line. Jason Fabini helped open up some room for the quarterback. Jarvis Green eventually ran him down.
It doesn't look like Pennington's going to get out of the pocket, but Jason Fabini, 69, takes down Roosevelt Colvin. That is the block that springs him to get open or to run down the field and pick up the first down.
And then he picked up 12 with that one, Phil. That's his longest scramble of the season. Right at midfield. Jets trailing 13-7. Curtis Martin. Times ahead for 5. You know, leading rushers, well, we've already seen them today. Move past Jim Brown. Emmett, number 1. Peyton, 2. Barry Sanders, 3. Eric Dickerson, 4. Dorsett, he could have him by the end of the season. Betta, 6. And now Curtis, as of today, is number 7. Moved ahead of Jim Brown. In that first half. 7 all-time. Don't think of him that way at all times, but he has been some kind of reliable running back, over 1,000 every year of his career. And that pass went right through his hands. 2nd and 6, 2nd and 5. 3rd down and 5. Jonathan Carter, an extra receiver. Chad across the middle. Dropped by Quebec as he was leveled.
One of the first things you're taught as a quarterback in this league is to always see in front of the wide receiver. Wayne Corbett coming across the field. Chad Pennington did not see Roman Pfeiffer coming the other way, and Wayne Corbett saw at the last second, able to protect himself. Roman Pfeiffer, big, could be a defensive lineman, so in the open field, gets a free shot at you. It's going to be tough.
Knocked his mouthpiece out, knocked the offense off the field. So on 4th down, the Jets booted away, and a good bounce for the New York side. It's fielded by Victor Hobson after a 45-yard punt off the foot of Toby Gowen. Inside 2 minutes to go, 3rd quarter, Patriots lead. Next weekend, doubleheader day on CBS. Baltimore and Philadelphia. Terrell Owens will have a thing or two to say about that game. He almost became a Raven. Plus the big one, New England and Pittsburgh will be there. Greg and the gang, Dan and Shannon and Boomer. The NFL today at 12 noon Eastern time. Patriots at Pittsburgh. We had Jerome Bettis in the studio today saying he wanted the Patriots to win today because they want to be the first team to beat them next week. And you see the flag on the first down carry. Yeah, Bettis said, I don't want them to get knocked off today. We want to be the ones to end the streak.
Everybody wants a shot at the champ.
Holding, number 72. Defense. 5-yard penalty. Automatic first down.
Called on Jason Ferguson. And hobbling off is Sean Ellis of the Jets. Holding against Ferguson. Brings the ball out to the 15. For a first down. And Ellis has had a very active day.
Yes, he has. Played very well.
Brian Thomas replaces him. We approach a minute to go in the quarter. Corey Dillon. Here he goes to the 30. Dillon to midfield, cuts back to the middle and ridden down by Brian Thomas, who just entered the game. 44 yards, his longest run as a Patriot.
One of the big differences in this Patriots football team, we talked about it, the blocking up front, a little misdirection, and look at the nice cut by Corey Dillon, gets in the open field. Joe Andruzzi is the one that comes up with the big block that opens the hole, and Corey Dillon make the first guy miss. He does that, and that enables him to pick up the long game.
Dillon's longest run, the Patriots' longest run of the season. First down, it's Kevin Falk. And that'll pick up 5 to close out the quarter. Corey Dillon now with 91 on the game.
Patience with the running game. That's what the Patriots have. They've always kind of had it. They never get impatient as far as their game plan goes, but this year it's a lot easier to do it with Corey Dillon in the backfield.
When you've had as much success as the Patriots have had, and everybody talks about their 20-game win streak overall, you can't help but keep talking about numbers. They've won 31 in a row when leading going into the 4th. Lance Barrow and Michael Arnold producing and directing this broadcast from Foxborough. Patriots driving and with the lead on the 36. Second down and 5. Fake to Dillon. Brady zings it. Has Patton at the 20. $15-yard hookup. And a late flag. Now, Patton, you saw Patton toss the ball at the defender at the end. Now, not with a whole lot of force, but they may call him for taunting.
Oh, if he threw it at the defender to show him up for after catching the football on him, that is definitely going to be a 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct.
After the play was over, Taunting, number 86. Offense. Throwing the ball at a player. We're penalized 15 yards because the line of the game was made. It will still be 1st and 10.
Well, nice route by David Patton down the field. Beats Donnie Abraham.
That wasn't not much of a taunt.
No, but what happened is Reggie Tongue walked over him and kind of gave him the leg. In other words, walked over the top, kneed him, and just kind of let him know that he was there. And it's a way of saying and doing something without getting caught. But Patton did the wrong thing, flipping the ball at the defender.
1st down and 10. Not 1st and 25. 1st and 10 from the 36. Brady going for the big one, and broken up at the goal line. Bethel Johnson was the target. The Jets had Donnie Abraham deep, along with Eric Coleman.
Tom Brady had Bethel Johnson open, going across the field. Nobody's back there to help Donnie Abraham. If Tom Brady leads him across the field, it's a touchdown. Instead, he leads him up, which is so common. It's so hard for a quarterback to throw it across the field. They always want to throw it down the middle, and that gave the defender a chance to come in and knock it down.
Some folks had access to a replay in the arena, and they thought there was a little early contact. So a little chorus of boos, but 2nd and 10. Brady sets up the screen. It's Klecko's second catch. He fumbles, and it's picked up by the Jets. Picked up by the Jets, but it was a flag on the field. It came before the pass. Eric Barton on the recovery. Klecko is hurt after making his second catch of the day.
Holding, number 68. Offense. Penalty is declined. Play results in a fumble and recovery by New York.
So Dan Klecko, in his second year, and the son of the Jets' second all-time sack artist, Joe Klecko, fumbles and is injured, and the Patriots have committed their first turnover. Jets ball when we come back.
Dan Klecko, defensive lineman, comes in playing fullback. Watch the hit by John Abraham. That makes the football come loose. And Dan Klecko, who was down on the field, is hit from behind. Watch Sean Ellis. Watch the right leg. Gets caught underneath. It looks like the right knee of Dan Klecko. As Sean Ellis came in to make the second person to make the hit.
Barton's recovery has the Jets set up at their own 39. Klecko helped to the bench. And Martin running hard. Running right behind Pete Kendall for a gain of 6. Now, I mentioned the Patriots going into a fourth quarter with the lead. They have won a remarkable 31 straight. However, the Jets, the last 2 games, have pulled off fourth quarter victories. Comeback wins against Buffalo and San Francisco. And there's Klecko being helped inside. So can Pennington do it 3 straight weeks to end the storied streak of New England? 2nd down and 4. And look at Martin squeeze through a small gap for a first down.
Well, the defense finally gave the Jet offense some decent starting position where they don't have to drive 70 or 80 yards to try to get a score.
On first down, gain of only a yard. They were threatening to bring Santana Moss again back in for the end around. They went up the middle, and Seymour, Harrison, those two stopped it after a 1-yard gain. The last 21 games, the opponents have been within 7 points in the fourth quarter 17 times.
Well, Bill Belichick and the Patriot players kind of said it in, I don't know, in a funny way. Well, at least we're great TV. They keep the games close.
And they wait for you to make the fatal mistake.
That's right.
2nd down, ball at 9. Pennington gets it away, but Beck unable to get the handle. You could certainly feel the presence of Rodney Harrison And Ty Warren was moving in on the quarterback.
And you know, too, when a game gets in a tight situation, you're going to do what you do best. And this New England team, and especially this defense, they pressure you. So when it gets down, the game is close here in the fourth quarter. Time to make a play. They are going to come after the quarterback.
3rd down and 9. Quibet and Moss sent to the right. McCarron's with Samuel defending at the bottom of your screen. Straight back, Pennington, and almost picked off by Samuel. As McCarron's was coming across the middle. Samuel had it read. Eugene Wilson also over to help out.
Well, Asante Samuels, he has seen this pass about 3 or 4 times a day. Oh, you think he recognized the move? He went right underneath in perfect position to make the interception. Just can't pull it in.
Evan Falk waits for the punt. Going. Falk warns a teammate to back away. Dexter Reed was perilously close on the short boot that went only 24 yards. Patriots ball at the 21 when we come back.
New England with a 13-7 lead over the Jets. An injury update on Dan Klecko for the Patriots. Still in the locker room with a leg injury. He should be back out. Good news for New England, who uses him in 3 positions: nose tackle, linebacker, and fullback, Jim.
His dad, Joe, is here. We saw him before the game. Look at that old sack exchange. 1st down 10, and Dillon trying to get away from Robertson. And he does. Doing an awful lot of work there for 4 yards. As Dillon's moving in on 100.
Well, this Jet defense, they created 1 turnover, and they got to find a way to stop this New England offense. Donnie Henderson in the far corner. New defensive coordinator, Herman Edwards, says he's done a lot of good for the football team. He brings energy, and the biggest thing of all, he makes them practice hard every day, and he makes all of them, he holds them accountable for what they do in practice and in games. So and you can see the difference when you watch them play. The Jet defense has improved dramatically.
2nd down and 6, and Dillon has the 1st down and has 100 yards. He's over 100 with that carry. It's the first rusher this season to get 100 against Donnie Henderson's defense.
Well, this Jets defense was so poor against the run last year, but Jim, you just said it, they're 8th in the league so far this year.
1st down for New England from the 33. Dillon's 3rd 100-yard rushing effort as a Patriot. He's looking for more on that left side. And hit first by Eric Barton for no gain.
And the other thing you notice when you talk about this Jets defense, last year we did some Jet games, and Herman Edwards just go, we have to be the slowest defense in the NFL. And I think a lot of times they want to hear you go, no, Coach, no, you're really not. Coach, you're right. You might be. I think you are. But you notice it when you watch them, too. That was their biggest off-season adjustment, trying to get faster, get younger, and they did that at the linebacker position.
2nd down, 10. And the catch, Gibbons shakes free for the 1st down. Had he been tackled right away, he would have been about 2 yards shy, but able to spin away for 15.
Patriot receiving core is just so deep. David Gibbons just trying to find a spot on the football team. Came on strong late last year. Had a tremendous Super Bowl and finds the open spot. But Tom Brady, again, so good. Under pressure, falls backward, throws off the back foot, and puts it right on the mark.
You see through stat tracks, David Gibbons over 100 receiving. That 1st down carry. And Falk weaving all the way for 10 yards. Gibbons becomes the first receiver to gain 100 against the Jets. So the rush and receiving marks over 100 for the first time this year against the Jets.
Patriots offense been backed up most of the game, but they find a way to get out of their own side of the field and put the other team on a long field. But excellent running by Kevin Falk, and again, good blocking up front. Finding your man and just staying with the block. That's what this offensive line is doing a very good job at today.
He's right at the first down mark. They'll check it here with the chain gang. And Falk got it. As the Patriots go for the NFL record 18th consecutive regular season win. Bill Belichick's side tied right now with a legendary icon, one of the founding fathers of the NFL, George Halas, with most consecutive regular season wins of 17, spread across the 1933 and 34 seasons. So first down for New England. Thought about going to Falk. Play action that is, and a ball tipped away. Nice heads-up effort by Donnie Abraham.
Tom Brady trying to really show his arm off and stick it in here. It looks like he's gonna do it, but Donnie Abraham at the last second sees the football coming his way and knocks it down. You know, you talk about George Halas, Jim. We talked to Bill Belichick on just yesterday, and you brought his name up.
Well, George Halas, as I said, one of the real fathers of the NFL, and Bill Belichick's background, he was born to be a coach in this league. A great relationship with his father, Steve, the football coach at Navy and other places. But he had the chance as a young boy to meet all of these legendary coaches, including George Halas, and we just kind of stumbled across this one. He met Papa George Halas, Papa Bear, at the age of 7 was Bill Belichick. They were in town, the Bears, to play the Colts. He went into the locker room, escorted by his dad after the game. He said, "Congratulations, Coach Halas, for the win." Halas said, "Young man," he whipped out a dollar bill, signed it, and said, "I give $1 to the first person who congratulates me on a victory, and this is yours."
Yeah, it was a great story, Jim, when you brought it up, and he said that. And of course, the first thing we all asked, "Do you still have that dollar?" That's what,
yes.
That is some treasure to have. And he goes, "Yeah, I probably do somewhere. I just don't know where it's at this moment." But
he says he has it in a safety deposit box. He's sure of it. What a treasure piece that is to be linked with Halas, and no gain for Dylan as Barton.
And of course, the other side of the story is why it's a good story, because George Halas was known to be a little tight with the money.
A little thrifty.
So when he gave that $1, we all had a good laugh about that too yesterday.
I did say, Bill, is it fair to say then that you do have the first $1 you ever made? And it is a treasure, and yes, he does. 3rd down and 10 with 8:20 to go. Big play here for the Patriots, leading by 6. Time now to close in on him, and he's sacked for the 3rd time today. He had ample time, but no one was open down the field. Ellis, who came back into the game after being shaken up, doubles up with John Abraham.
Well, you talk about it. If you cover him just a little longer down the field, look what happens. Tom Ashworth against Sean Ellis. It's good at the initial point of attack, but Tom Brady has to hold the football. Jet defenders get there.
Sean Ellis in on a couple of sacks today. So the Jets get the ball back with 8 minutes to play. Good catch made at the 13 by McCarrons. Chad has led them back in the 4th quarter the last 2 weeks. Can he make it 3 in a row? Well, round 1, Patriots and Jets, they'll be meeting the day after Christmas. Giant Stadium for round 2.
I think the Jets are going to start trying to throw the football. 8 minutes to go. You got to ensure that you're going to get it at least 2 more times.
From the 14, and someone jumped. Was it Anthony Beck?
Before the snap, ball start, number 69, offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
Beanie flag for that. This will take some monumental drive by the Jets. 8 minutes to play. Now this brings it all the way back to the 9-yard line.
Terrible starting field position for the Jets today.
But the best of the day was at their own 30. The best starting point. First and 15. McCarron snags it, 14-yard line, and drives all the way out near the 19. Sonny Samuel gave him some room.
You know, Jim, why I talked about, I think the Jets got to be a little more aggressive here. The Patriots, almost every time they get it, they're marching the football down the field. They're eating up a lot of time. So you got to be a little more aggressive in your thought process. So if it doesn't work out here, at least you would have some time once the Patriots got done with their drive to maybe drop down and score and try to win the game.
Jets off to their best start in 45-year history of the franchise. 5-0, but down here 13-7. 2nd and 6. Jets pick up the blitz and right through the hands of Santana Moss.
Santana Moss has been out with injury, and so he comes back in. This should be a routine play for a wide receiver in the NFL. On the outside, coming across the middle. Ty Law's behind him. The football, it's not perfect, not a perfect throw, but you got to go up there with 2 hands and make the catch. We've seen Justin McCarron make this catch about 2 or 3 times today.
Fourth drop of the day for the Jets. They bring in Jonathan Carter. 3rd down and 6. Pennington. Moss holds on this time, and he leans near the first. Oh, let's check the spot.
Don't hesitate.
You like it?
No, I'm talking about you. You've been calling it out all day.
I think he has it.
Okay.
So, too close to call. I saw that foot moving back, inching back a little bit.
Good call. Get them all together. That's what the Jets do. Nice route by Santana Moss.
Oh, my goodness. They say short by a link or two. Is there any decision here, or is this automatic punt? Oh, it looks like they're going to go for it.
I think it's a good decision by Herm Edwards. You go for it. You go for it because the field position you're in, you punt. If the Patriots get 1 first down, 2 first downs, they might kick a game-clinching field goal.
Wow. Going for it from their own 24.
Herm Edwards did not even hesitate. I like the call.
7:15 remaining.
Herm Edwards told us, he goes, I don't get nervous during the game. I trust the players. Well, this is a big spot, and he's really putting a lot of trust into the players.
He might be nervous right now. Sneak. Pennington, I think, has it. When I saw the first linesman coming in and not giving him the best of spots.
Remember, he only needed about 1 inch.
The linesman on the far side was not going to give him much gain at all, but the near side line judge, I believe, yes, first down Jets.
Nice push up front. Kevin Mawai, the center. He is the glue. He is the man when it comes to leading and being what this offensive line is for the New York Jets. And Chad Pennington goes right behind him for the first down. That was pretty exciting for a quarterback sneak, though, wasn't it?
Oh, man. It was the ball game. 6:30 to play, and Jets have the first down. And they go with Curtis Martin. Gain of 4. Mike Vrabel drags him down. Here in Foxborough with 2 of the 3 unbeatens in the NFL. Eagles already winning today to keep their unbeaten record intact. Had to go to overtime to beat Cleveland. These two tangling for the lead in the AFC East. Jets on 2nd and 7. Play action. Pennington gets the feet set. Fires it. Has him. Man at the 43-yard line. It's McCarron.
What a catch. What a catch by Justin McCarron. And what pass protection by this Jets defense. New England, they get up near the line of scrimmage, and you can't tell who's coming first. Let's look at the catch by McCarron's. It's going to be behind him, the bad field, reaches out with those hands, and one more time to the outside. Oh, nice. Willie McGinnis looks like he's going to get to the quarterback, but the offensive line, they see him at the last second. Pennington steps up and makes a nice throw.
Lamont Jordan is in the backfield on first down, under 5 minutes. Change of pace back. And then Richard Seymour and Vince Wilfork put an end to that run after 4 yards.
Now there's 4:40. The clock is moving. 4:45. The Jets have all their timeouts. They've got the football out in the middle of the field. They got the rhythm going. And already they got to be thinking, hey, we might use all 4 downs now to get these first downs.
This game could not come at a better time for our team, said Herman Edwards to us on Friday. I want to see how our football team handles this. A lot to learn here with 4:20 left. 2nd and 6. Pennington has his man. It's McCarron's with the catch at the 31 of the Patriots. McCarron's coming up big today. His best game as a Jet.
Well, it's just such well-designed plays. The Jets have somebody going short. They send somebody over the top. Look at Teddy Bruschi running with Santana Moss. There's a void right in the middle of it. Justin McCarron sits right down there, and Chad Pennington puts it right on the money again.
McCarron's with 6 catches, a career high, and 83 yards in all. Lamont Jordan remains in the backfield on first down from the New England 31. Jordan, work in the middle, plowing and driving for 5 yards. Coming up, the Subway postgame show, time permitting. Join Greg and Dan, Shannon and Boomer for all the latest NFL scores and highlights. All coming up on the Subway postgame show.
Well, we talked about it. Everything now is in the Jets' favor. You've got what you wanted. Late in the fourth quarter, the football. Timeouts. You're in good field position. You got this New England defense, but remember, they're going to revert to what they want to do in pressure situations. They're going to try to time up a blitz here any second.
Under 3 minutes to play. 2nd and 5. Pump fake. Pennington going for the big one to the end zone. McCarron's had it for a second. Samuel is back. Eugene Wilson was back. The two of them together broke it up.
Yeah, there was a little bit confusion, I think, between Chad Pennington and Justin McCarron's. Pennington threw the football way outside, and McCarron's was going inside, and McCarron's does a good job of going, attacking the football, and breaking up an interception.
Brings up 3rd down. Third down and 5. Go with a running play. Tried to cross him up, and they pay for it. Oh, boy. Patriots not fooled at all. Willie McGinnis got to him first. Sets him back 3 yards.
They moved Curtis Martin for the draw. The defense is to the right. Look at the hole. There it is. Curtis Martin can't get to it quick enough because Richard Seymour was on the outside and forced him to rethink what he was doing. It was too slow, and they make the tackle for a loss.
Jets call timeout with 2:19 left in the game, and 4th down is on the way. 4th and 8 on the way for the Jets, and a field goal here with your 2 timeouts and the 2-minute warning is not even a consideration, Phil.
Oh, I think you think about it, but I agree with the Jets and Herman Edwards. Go for the first down, try to score the touchdown to win. It would be a 48-yarder into a slight breeze. I think their chances are better trying to score right here.
Pennington from the pocket, fires, and broke it up. Rodney Harrison. Randall Gay. And the Patriots will take over on downs. Well defended. Patriots rise to the moment. They were trying to find Wayne Krebet, and it was never close.
Watch Wayne Krebet, number 80. They've been double covering Randall Gay and Rodney Harrison. They got him. Santana Moss to the outside was single covered and open. Today, about 4 times, the New England defense went in and out. They double that inside receiver, and that guy is Wayne Krebet.
Can the Jets defense somehow get the ball back? For the Jets to get one last chance. 2 timeouts and a 2-minute warning, but Corey Dillon gets a good chunk of yardage here, 6 yards in all. The Jets called the timeout at 2:08. They have 1 remaining. The Jets, again, had that drive start back inside of their own 10 after a procedure penalty. And the Subway postgame show is next, time permitting, with Greg and Dan, Shannon and Gomer. Latest NFL scores and highlights. Kansas City putting a 50 today up on the board, 56, annihilating Atlanta. Miserable day for Michael Vick. And how about Green Bay pouring it on Dallas? What a crushing loss for the Cowboys last week to the Steelers we witnessed, and they're down 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter.
Talking about crushing defeats, if New England hangs on here, it'll be another team that's played the New England Patriots and go, well, we almost had it. It's a lot of almost when you play this team, but nobody's getting over the hump to get it done.
It's a big hit by the Jets, Jonathan Vilma, to stop him short of the first. Bring us to the 2-minute warning. 3rd and 2 coming out of the 2-minute warning. Will they have the winning hand? We'll know right here probably after this play. 3rd and 2. And the Jets only 1 timeout to stop the clock. Tom Brady looks around, and he's going to burn off one of his.
Well, Tom Brady came up. I don't think he liked what he saw, the way the defense lined up.
Amazing about Tom Brady and his winning ways. Here he is in the midst of a 20-game win streak, going for 21. He has an earlier in his career 10-game win streak. That's 2 win streaks of at least 10 games. You take all the other quarterbacks in the NFL, 93 of them on the rosters right now, and they have a combined total of 4 of them who have ever enjoyed a 10-game win streak. This guy's already got 2 of them in his young career. And looking to extend it to 21 playoffs and regular season combined, 18 regular seasons alone.
Like Jim, you talked about it earlier. What a weekend for sports up here in the Boston area. And I really expected to see, I don't know why, I expected the crowd to be a little more subdued today, just because I figured they were all so emotionally wrapped up into the World Series. Yeah. But this is one of the louder crowds I've heard in Foxborough in the last couple years.
We've got Seymour in the backfield on 3rd and 2, and Dillon, and he has the first down. Corey Dillon picks up the first.
Talk about interchangeable players on defense. The Patriots, they play everybody. Look at the fullback, Richard Seymour, defensive tackle, just goes in there and lowers the boom and lets Corey Dillon, who's a strong runner, just come right behind him and pick up the first down. And Tom Brady went over and jumped on Richard Seymour and gave him a hug, because that was one tremendous block by him. Plays inside on defense. He plays outside, comes over on offense occasionally, and leads a running play to pick up a huge first down.
Timeout called. Just 1:16 remaining. And it looks like the next team that will, as Jerome Bettis wished for on the NFL Today earlier, he said, I want New England to win because I want us next week, the Steelers, in Pittsburgh, to beat the Patriots, the champs, and stop the streak.
Well, everybody wants to be part of it, Jim, and that's what's exciting about it now. Everybody feels like they match up well with the Patriots. You get in situations like this, you get so close, and Jerome Bettis, I can understand the excitement of being the team that stops this run right now is at 21 games.
Patriots have never been 6-0 to start a season. One time previously in franchise history, 1974, they were 5-0. Underway to 6. One more kneel down to go, and they'll have it. What was the difference here, you think, today, Phil, when you wash it all out? I mean, we had no scoring here in the second half.
Yeah, just look at it. The Patriots just do what they have done all along. They come through in the big moments and make the plays. For the New York Jets, I think Herm Edwards answered a lot of questions about his football team. They're close. They came up here. They were competitive. They had a chance to win the game with that last drive, Jim. So I think the Jets are going to be a football team that's going to be in it for the rest of the year, too.
And how about the Steelers' chances next week? They're coming in on that win streak of 4 in a row. They're on a bye this week. We saw Roethlisberger, rookie, win on the road last week, coming from 10 down in the fourth quarter to beat Bill Parcells and the Cowboys.
Steelers, they can run the football. The quarterback is playing well. They're physical. They're going to be home. They have the ingredients to match up pretty well with New England, but everybody thinks they match up pretty well with New England.
You talk to Coach Belichick, and he just will not allow himself to get too involved in any of this talk about the streak. He takes them one game. That's all he wants to focus in on. This will be 21 consecutive, in his mind, one-game win streaks. He said, what does this game mean to me? It means it's a game-and-a-half lead for somebody in the AFC East. You saw the standings. It's a one-game difference, but at this point, of course, you'd have the head-to-head advantage. Yeah. So he called it a game-and-a-half.
And also, I think when you try to bring up the streak to him, he told you, well, it'll be interesting to see if you bring up the streak to him again this week.
I wanted a comment from him on the record. He gave it to us.
Yeah, he gave it to you, all right.
He said it's all about the divisional win, and he has it. And he has moved past George Halas and his Bears team from back in the 30s for the all-time record in the history books, regular season wins in a row. 18 in all in the regular season, 21 regular and playoffs combined. This has been some journey, and it continues on to Pittsburgh next week. 60 Minutes Cold Case, the dead will tell. The champs remain unbeaten. They take out the Jets today, 13-7. For Bill Sims, Bonnie Bernstein, Jim Nantz saying so long from Foxborough.